Ahoy music lovers, vinyl enthusiasts, and everyone in between. My name is Isaac, and this is The Blind Island. And today, we're going to be coming at you with another Vinyl Finds video. This one really should be kind of a continuation of the Christmas and December gifts, because really this is a vinyl hunt that I went on with my best friend, Nick Rep. Love you, man. He came down and we had a big blowout together, just going and hunting together. So this kind of is a belated Christmas for both of us, and I'm just going to kind of show the things that we found. A couple of these I found earlier in the week, so I am looking forward to showing you kind of the first things that we have of the new year, and I think that we have a couple in here that are pretty impressive. So first, starting off, I have Karen Dalton. It's so hard to tell who's going to love you the best. And this was a RSD Black Friday reissue. I believe they only did, I want to say, 2,000 or 4,000 of these. And it was a very limited run. This is the first pressing since Light in the Attic came out with a copy in 2011. And the pressing on this is fantastic. I love how quiet and beautiful the album is. And even those 2011 pressings are getting harder and harder to find. I picked this one up at my local exclusive company. It was a leftover from Black Friday, and it was only $16.99. It beats the heck out of paying over $200 for an original copy, and it sounds excellent. If you're a fan of Billie Holiday and folk music, this is going to be right up your alley. Fantastic record. Then next, I have a group that I've been wanting to get some more albums of theirs, and that would be All Them Witches ATW. Now, people have kind of mixed feelings on this record. Some people think that this is an album where All Them Witches started to kind of get into a bit of a rut, or sounding basically paint by numbers, but I disagree. I really enjoy the long blues jams that are found on here. Really reminds me of their Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin roots and their influences. I think that this is a very cool album, and I love just the album artwork, and the actual vinyl is a beautiful red translucent color and really matches the music that's found within. All Them Witches has definitely grown to be one of my favorite neo-psych blues bands of the 21st century. So if you haven't checked them out yet, I highly recommend that you do. And geez, these things are always hard to get back in. Especially the new albums always seem to be kind of tight around these sleeves. So if you haven't checked out All Them Witches yet, go ahead, check them out. I think you'd really like them. Next was a pickup from yesterday, and that is All Them Witches, Nothing as the Ideal. This is the independent retail exclusive that's clear in color, very great pressing, excellent sound quality, and wonderful music. That's what's playing in the background right now. Very heavy, definitely a little bit more crunchy and psychedelic than their previous album, and I thoroughly enjoy this one. It definitely is a late entry into my favorite albums of 2020. Next is a record that has meant a lot to me for a very long time, and surprising that I haven't had it in the collection for a while, but that's Tallest Man on Earth, Shallow Grave. This is the 2011 reissue on the Gravitation label, and Tallest Man on Earth is very much in the vein of Bob Dylan, the singer-songwriter, with just his guitar, but the passion that he sings with in his voice is phenomenal, and the poetry of the Spartan landscapes that he sings about really brings it to life. I thoroughly suggest that anyone who hasn't listened to this album, give it a chance. It's definitely one of my favorites. Next are gifts that I got from my friend Nick, and the first one here is a record from Tom Waits that I've been looking to fill out my collection with, and that is Tom Waits' Mule Variations. This is the 2017 remaster, and it sounds so freaking good. This is a excellent late career album from Tom. It seems a little overstuffed at times. It probably could have been whittled down to one disc, but I'm still not going to make a huge deal of it. It's a fantastic record. Some of my favorite Tom Waits songs are on here. House Where Nobody Lives, Big in Japan, Chocolate Jesus. There is no shortage of riches to be found on this album, and one that I'm very, very happy to have. Next is a Bob Dylan record that also is filling out my late career Bob Dylan collection, and that is Modern Times. I have a big soft spot for this record. This was one of the Bob Dylan late career albums that made me fall in love with his late period voice. I know that I have been told that I should listen to Time Out of Mind, and it just didn't really resonate with me. When I listened to his early material, I wanted to be hearing that, but when I heard Modern Times, something about it just clicked. And I love the song Spirit on the Water. Its light, easy, breezy feel is fantastic, and I think the production value on here is smokingly good. I love this record and very happy to have this be a part of the collection. Thank you so much, man. Then another one that was a pickup from yesterday, and this is Frank Foster, Here and Now. This is a record that it was made on the very underground label Catalyst, and very similar, kind of a funk fusion record, but it seems a little bit like it starts off really strong on the funk fusion and then kind of dwindles down into a traditional hard bop album. I wish that they had either stuck to one lane, because sometimes it gets to be a little bit muddied, but for only $5, I really can't disagree with that price point, and it has some really great moments on here. Really nice cheap jazz record. Next this was featured in my vinyl tag, and that is Totos Band, self-titled. Found this one at a local record shop, $14.99. Totos Band is one of my favorite funk bands working today, and this album rips. It is so freaking good. If you haven't listened to it yet, I highly recommend you give it a chance. Then next was another find from yesterday, and it's by a group called Totos Expanding Headband, Zero Time. Now, when I saw the cover, I'm thinking, this is gonna be crazy, acid, psychedelic music. Bring it home, and it's actually electronic music. Very early electronic music, predating Eno, Tangerine Dream, all these other guys, and just a kind of rock-based art project that was solely focused on making this weirdo ambient electronic music, and it's very, very good. I really enjoyed this album. For people who love Fripp and Eno, they're going to find a lot to love about this record. And I mean, look at that artwork. I mean, you can't say no when you're put in front of this. So found this for a really great price. It usually goes for about $25 median on Discogs, but it is definitely a very sought after piece, and I'm very happy to have it in the collection. Next is a record I kind of took a chance on, and I'm very glad that I did, and that is the Muffs, self-titled. This was the first time it had ever been put onto vinyl. This was repressed back in 2017, and this is a variant, one of only 500 on 140 gram green vinyl, and the pressing is fantastic. Sounds super good, and really cool marbled green vinyl. I thoroughly enjoy it. For fans of early 90s grungy alternative rock, that's female based, you're really going to enjoy this. It also has a lot of really sugary pop hooks. You're gonna find yourself singing along to a lot of these songs. So this was a really cool find. It's becoming harder and harder to pick up, and I'm glad I was able to pick up a copy of this. And next, this was a really great find as well. I mean, they all are, but I would say that Horace Silver quintet, the Tokyo Blues, for 15 is nothing to sneeze at. I think that this is a fantastic record. It's definitely not usually listed in his classics, though I think that it's very close to being one. This is on the original Blue Note label. It was listed as a reissue, but when you look at the labels, it's not a Liberty pressing. It's the original 1962. So I was able to pick this one up for only $15, and while again not one that is going to be going for astronomical amounts of money, yeah, it was a really great deal, and the music on here is really bopping, hopping, nice light Latin rhythms. And the reason that it's so Latin infused is apparently Japanese people at the time who were buying jazz records really enjoys that Latin sound. So Horace Silver created a album that was geared strictly for them. And I thought that was really cool. So very cool record to pick up, adding to my expanding Blue Note collection. And then the final find, which is probably the most expensive record I found yesterday, and probably the coolest in my mind, is the Mystery Lights, self-titled debut from the Daptone label Wick. That's a subsidiary that was signing rock acts, and I don't know if they're still going today. It looks like they haven't done anything in a year. I don't know if it went defunct, but this is a phenomenal record. If you like garagey, fuzzy, psych, in the vein of Ty Segall, King Gizzard, The Lizard Wizard, then you're really going to enjoy this album. It has barely their production, playing right out on the sleeve, and it came in a variant of only 200 pressings came out on this clear orange vinyl, and it is so beautiful. I love everything about this record. I love its sensibility, and I love the raw garage sound that's on here. So very cool record, very happy to have it in the collection. And yeah, so that wraps up this round of vinyl finds. What did you guys think? Are there any records in this stack that you would want in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And also, just a quick addendum, you have until January 31st to enter into the Blind Island Toasted 2021. First prize gets $50, second prize gets $20. I have seen all of the entries so far. Everyone's doing a great job. Thank you so much for entering, and I look forward to some more entries. And as always, guys, I hope that you have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.